Spring savings are in the air and at Ross, where they have savings on all the brands you love. From the latest fashion to outdoor decor and even pet supplies, savings are in every aisle. Go to Ross and save 20 to 60% off other retailers' prices on your favorite spring finds.
I think you're on mute.
Workday starting to sound the same?
I think you're on mute.
Find something that sounds better for your career on LinkedIn. With LinkedIn Job Collections, you can browse curated collections by relevant industries and benefits, like flex PTO or hybrid workplaces, so you can find the right job for you. Get started at linkedin.com/jobs. Finding where you fit. LinkedIn knows how.
I'm Candice Lim.
And I'm Kate Lindsay. And you're listening to ICYMI.
In case you missed it.
Slate's podcast about internet culture. And well, Candice, it happened.
Conclave Hive assemble?
Yes, on April 21st, Easter Monday, Pope Francis said, I'm out.
He passed away at the age of 88 after suffering a stroke, but his health had been declining for some time. He was known for being one of the more progressive popes on issues like women in the church and homosexuality.
He was also the first pope to become a meme with that AI image of him in that big white puffer, which, if the Bible could have anticipated such a monstrosity, it would absolutely have been deemed sacrilegious.
I mean, AI is absolutely a false god, but some of the other issues he was vocal about, like his support of Palestinians as well as migrants and refugees, is why one of his very last conversations before his death was with J.D. Vance.
Who I have always believed to be the Grim Reaper, and now this just confirms it. I'd never want to see him because I know what'll happen next.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were meeting after publicly disagreeing about immigration and international aid as the Trump administration continues to aggressively ramp up deportations and cut funding. Vance only recently converted to Catholicism in 2019, but used the Catholic doctrine to justify these policies. And the Pope said, not so fast.
So this was all very girl, so confusing. It was very brat summer meetup. And they just kind of exchanged pleasantries. But 24 hours later, the Vatican announces the Pope is dead.
Which is why, naturally, the internet has decided that J.D. Vance killed the Pope.
Imagine being so unbearable that the Pope drops dead immediately after meeting you. I don't think J.D. Vance killed the Pope. I think meeting J.D. Vance probably drained the Pope's will to live. It's subtly different. Pope Francis held on just a little bit longer just so we could all point and call J.D. Vance the Pope-killing Antichrist. Best Pope in my lifetime, R.I.P.
Those are just some of the jokes people have shared online since this news broke. And it probably doesn't help that before this, the last J.D. Vance news moment involved him dropping Ohio State's college football championship trophy. It broke into two. I don't know if you saw this.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, everything he touches turns to shit is what I'm taking from this.
Yeah, truly, the Pope dying after meeting you is biblical level symbolism. The embodiment of God saw you and gave up.
Yeah, if anything, this has made me religious, seeing sort of the reaction to J.D. Vance in the Vatican being full-on death.
Yeah. But J.D. Vance killing the Pope is essentially an internet inside joke. We've agreed on this collective reality because it's funny, and it's something that happens on the internet all the time.
It's something that happens to J.D. Vance all the time.
And I want to get into that, but first, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll run through some of the internet's best inside jokes, and later, what happens when internet inside jokes reach the outside world.
Hi, listeners. I hope you're enjoying today's show. If this is your first time listening, then welcome. We're thrilled to have you here. In case you missed it, our show comes out twice a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays, so make sure you never miss an episode, like this past Wednesday's on the $50 million Revolve lawsuit and what it says about our SpawnCon literacy. This podcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
This podcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states and situations.
And we're back. So, like so many things on the internet, there's no one person who started the JD Vance killed the Pope joke.
I mean, it's really just a matter of putting two and two together. It's the only logical thing that could have happened.
You said it, not me. But like you mentioned earlier, this is not the first time the internet made up a straight up lie about JD Vance and ran with it. The other famous example did have a culprit. His name was Rick.
Yeah, he's a pioneer in the making up things about JD Vance space. So on July 15th, back in 2024, this was sort of right after JD Vance was announced as Donald Trump's running mate. He tweeted, quote, "Can't say for sure, but he," meaning JD Vance, "might be the first VP pick to have admitted in a New York Times bestseller to fucking an inside-out latex glove shoved between two couch cushions."
And the tweet even cited page numbers. Now, Rick changed his screen name and privated his account after this blew up. Very smart. But it still spread like crazy. Like, outlets were writing about it, even though, unfortunately for us, JD Vance's Hillbilly Elegy contains no such anecdote.
Yeah, my favorite thing is what this creator told Business Insider about why he posted it. And it's because, quote, "he sees in Vance an ineffable quality he believes is best approximated with the moniker couch fucker."
And I've never put those two words together, and yet it was so true, no lies detected. But it almost doesn't matter that this didn't actually appear in the book, because this was one of those internet inside jokes that people just decided to agree upon anyways.
Yeah, it turned into, okay, well, prove to me he didn't fuck a couch.
Exactly.
You can't, Candice,
Exactly.
you can't.
And so JD Vance killing the Pope became more of the same. You know, we've all agreed that when someone makes something up about JD Vance, we treat it like gospel. But it doesn't help that JD Vance keeps doing things that make it hard to dispute he has some kind of bad luck following him around. Did you see what happened after he left the Vatican?
I mean, if my presence at the Vatican had resulted in the death of the Pope, I probably wouldn't be seen nor heard from for weeks and would do some soul searching, some reflecting.
Right.
But I'm guessing that's not the answer.
No, I would go home, right? JD Vance did not do that. Instead, he went to India to meet with the prime minister. And just hours after that, a terror attack killed at least 24 people.
Oh my God. Like, so basically everywhere he goes, he ends up having to tweet, "My condolences go out to XYZ message." Like, at a certain point, he's the common denominator.
I know. The condolences is his presence. It's drafted in the inbox, ready to send.
Yeah.
And it's probably a good time to mention that, JD, if you have any issues with this episode, I would like to talk about it on Zoom. Not in person, but Zoom we can do.
Yeah, it's like that Kamala Harris soundbite. Do not come.
Oh,
do not come here.
yes,
I don't want you here.
Yes.
It will only be bad. But yeah, Candice, I want to know if you saw the equally important internet inside joke that was resurrected this week. And that one is Poot Lovato.
I love Poot so much. I mean, what's going on with Poot?
So if you don't know, Poot Lovato was born on Tumblr, as all good things are, in 2014. Basically, someone had taken a photo of Demi Lovato at a premiere on the red carpet, and her hair was slicked back. She was kind of looking at the lens in an awkward way. It was already an unflattering picture. But then the photo was edited to just make their face a little wider and their head a little balder, and that's Poot.
That's Poot. And the caption of this image was Demi's twin sister. She was locked in a basement her whole life. This picture was taken the first time she went outside. Her name is Poot.
Oh my God, Poot just gets me. Poot is my weakness.
Yeah.
It's been over 10 years since the inception of Poot, and nevertheless, Poot has persisted. Demi's response at the time was actually one of annoyance. In now deleted tweets, they wrote, quote, "Cool to see a shitty angle turn into a meme that circulates the internet to people's amusement. Ha."
Ooh, that one ha.
Yeah, sharp ha.
Has so much derision, right? It's like the period at the end of a sentence.
Sounds like someone who has a Poot in the basement.
And the Poot got free.
Yeah.
It does seem that as time has passed, Demi has warmed a bit to Poot, because in 2017, she posted a single GIF of Poot sliding across the screen on Twitter. But you're saying that Poot is back? You're saying that she's been acknowledged this week?
Yes, Demi finally acknowledged Poot as Poot was meant to be acknowledged on TikTok. I'll play the video's audio first.
Wow, what an offer. Let me sleep on it, though.
And so the video over that short little soundbite is just of Demi lip-syncing those words, but the text reads, "When someone asks me to let Poot out of the basement."
I mean, I am a staunch supporter of the Free Poot movement.
Yes. And Demi goes on to caption the video, "And I'm never letting her out." Wow. And the comments are so happy.
Wow, because they're finally having fun with it.
Right, and Poot was never actually about laughing at Demi. It's just one of those dumb bits that was made even funnier by everyone deciding to play along.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like the whole Lea Michele can't read bit. It came out of a 2017 episode of the podcast One More Thing, and it turned into a giant internet joke. And for a while, Lea kept denying it. But kind of like JD Vance, people were like, prove it. Prove that you can read. And of course, it just made people make the joke even harder. And then two things happened in September of 2022. She gets cast in Funny Girl on Broadway, the role she was meant to play. And the New York Times does this profile of her in which she says, "There's a rumor online that I can't read or write. It's sad. It really is. I think often if I were a man, a lot of this wouldn't be the case." And I was like, okay, first off, no, that's not what this is.
No, we all know men can't read or write. So that joke doesn't make sense.
Girl boss.
Yeah, but a few weeks later, she posts her first ever TikTok. And all the comments are about her not being able to read. And so for her second video, I guess someone, I don't know, on her team, a friend, Jonathan Groff perhaps, got through to her and was like, take a new approach. Because on this second video, she used a Kardashian soundbite that was like, "Hey, can you talk for a sec?" It's Kim Kardashian crying, I believe. But she wrote the text as, "Calling Jonathan," as in Groff, "to read me the comments on my first TikTok." And it was that easy.
Yeah. But this isn't to say acknowledging the joke always works. Sometimes a person joining a joke completely kills it, and we're going to talk about why. But first, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the motivations behind internet inside jokes and how that changes what we want from their subjects.
Oh, ICYMI listeners, do I have a scoop for you? So what is it, you ask? It's that Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Now, before anyone goes suggesting that this is just a rumor, know that there's actual proof that this kettle of tea is not only piping hot, but 100% true. So, yeah, sometimes it pays to be a little nosy, but it always pays to discover. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Do you say data or data? Well, at my house, we say data. And for the longest time, paying a fortune for a monthly data plan felt normal. That was until Mint Mobile came around with premium wireless plans that start at just $15 a month. I love the quality of Mint Mobile's wireless service in comparison to my old provider. I take a lot of phone calls to and from work, and they never drop. And I save so much with Mint Mobile. All plans come with high-speed data, or data, your choice, and unlimited talk and text, delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. So, say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages because Mint Mobile is here to rescue you. No matter how you say it, don't overpay for it. Shop data plans at mintmobile.com/ICYMI. That's mintmobile.com/ICYMI. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month, 5GB plan required, equivalent to $15 per month. New customer offer for 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
Oh, ICYMI listeners, do I have a scoop for you? So what is it, you ask? It's that Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Now, before anyone goes suggesting that this is just a rumor, know that there's actual proof that this kettle of tea is not only piping hot, but 100% true. So, yeah, sometimes it pays to be a little nosy, but it always pays to discover. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/creditcard. And we're back. So Poot and JD Vance killing the Pope, those are the big internet inside jokes of the moment. But Candice, I want to quickly run through some other internet inside jokes to see if you're in them or outside of them. So first up, we have Trisha Paytas keeps birthing reincarnations of powerful figures.
I mean, that's canon. Of course, we've spoken about this before. We now know it will be the Pope who is reincarnated this summer when Trisha gives birth to her third child. Also, you will be at one of her shows this summer on tour.
And I'll be checking in.
Exactly. You should ask this question, though, of like, is the Pope your baby? She'll laugh. Yeah. She'll love it.
How's he doing in there?
Exactly.
Like, oh my gosh. That's like the modern day resurrection story, but it's via Trisha Paytas. Okay, so there's another one, a little bit older one. Do you know anything about Katy Perry killed a nun?
Oh gosh. I did not anticipate that we'd be talking about Katy Perry so much this week. Like, it doesn't stop. You know what's ironic though? I don't know this one. Can you explain this one to me?
Yes, so this one's a little bit more of a deep cut, but in 2018, Katy Perry was in a dispute with a former convent that was over this 8 acres of land. The nuns had said they were going to sell it to one person, but the archdiocese had sold to Perry. So, like, a lot of Catholicism still in this anecdote. But it's boring and confusing. But essentially, as this was being litigated, one of the nuns collapsed and died in court. And so similar, it's just Katy Perry killed a nun.
I mean, there's not a lot of proof that doesn't say she did not kill the nun.
That's always what it comes back to.
Yeah. And also, I'm not going to lie, Katy Perry does get into a lot of like real estate disputes. And so I would just say don't get into litigation with Katy Perry, but also maybe don't be a nun. Just two hot takes. Takes.
That'll help you steer clear of this situation entirely.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. J.K. Rowling has been infected by black mold growing up her walls. And it's the mold that's responsible for all her batshit behavior.
I would love to know, first off, what you think about this, but also what this is, because I feel like, you know, as someone who's not as Potter-pilled as you, I see this on the outside and I was like, oh, is this a win for your community? Talk to me.
So, I don't know. I think I'm still in a very, my feelings and relationship with the J.K. Rowling of it all could be a whole other episode. But totally. I did enjoy this in the summer of 2024, which is Twitter noticed that in J.K. Rowling's profile picture, the wall behind her has these kind of like dark smudges up the side that looked like they could be mold. Like people were comparing it to other images of her sort of sitting in front of that same background, like on Zoom calls and stuff. And the background looked different. It didn't have those smudges. It made them sort of conclude that perhaps over time mold had been growing up her wall, and not only growing up her wall, but at a certain point slowly infecting her and her brain and her choices and the things she donates money to and the causes she champions.
I actually find that so so smart because they're really talking about the evolution of Wall. And I think, honestly, they're onto something. Did JK ever comment on this?
No, not that I could find commenting directly, but she did change her profile picture as this discourse was happening, which to me is confirmation. Like, if it wasn't mold, I would keep it up because I would have no reason to be ashamed. But taking it down is giving mold.
Yeah.
But again, it doesn't matter because the internet has already decided this. And this example to me is sort of the clearest illustration about why we make up these jokes in the first place. So, if you tease it out, with J.K. Rowling being infected by mold, with the Pope dying because of J.D. Vance, not only are those things like funny just on their face, but we're drawn to collectively believing them because that would be a world that makes sense to us. And for those who can't understand having such horrific views on trans people and being responsible for such inhumane policies regarding migrants, it's like tempting to think that maybe no one is actually that hateful. They're just filled with mold. Or it's satisfying to think that if someone is that hateful, that God himself is sending a message that he is bad by having the Pope literally drop dead when confronted with this man.
We are all collectively disassociating. And while that makes sense to me, I don't know, I feel like Poot is different. She has that extra sauce,
Poot has that it factor.
Yeah.
Poot is definitely something else. I mean, these lies that involve celebrities, for the most part, I feel are much more about just like playing.
Yeah.
Like, we want our celebrities to be relatable, but then there's this power dynamic between us. But by collectively being in on a joke, especially a stupid one, and especially because that joke is happening on the internet, which is this big public forum, they're kind of forced to interact with us in a way they're usually shielded from. And when they take it personally, it's like, wait, no, we're having fun. But when they play along, it's relatable and it feels good. It feels like we finally entered into a conversation and are genuinely sharing something with them.
Yeah, and I think Trisha Paytas definitely knows this. It's why she's played along from the start. But I can't help but think if Katy Perry was like, yeah, I killed a nun, we would not like that at all.
No, yeah, I'd be like, go back to space for exactly 11 minutes, Katie. But no, you're right. But like the J.D. Vance jokes, we're not playing with Katie. I think these jokes can also be a bit of a way to channel our frustrations. I mean, again, these collective realities are sometimes the only way to feel any kind of power that is on par with these people. So if J.D. Vance was like, yeah, I fucked a couch, we would not have fun with that because we're not laughing with him. We're using this to laugh at him.
Right, and luckily, J.D. Vance does not seem smart enough to know that he could kill any of these jokes by just acknowledging them.
He literally can't with the Pope one. That's why I love it so much. He can't participate in the joke without confessing to murder.
So true. So true. I mean, do you think any of these jokes will accidentally get cemented into history as real? Like, not everyone is on the inside of these jokes. If you had told me Katy Perry killed a nun outside of this context, I would be like, oh my God, I guess we just don't talk about that. Ha ha ha.
I mean, I'm sure it happens all the time. I mean, this is not the same, but related to Conclave, I once thought there were two Rafe Fiennes because I'd read the word Ralph, but hear people say Rafe.
Oh, that's so funny.
And so I was like, oh, there's two of them and they are brothers.
They're brothers.
They are obviously brothers.
Yeah. Wow, that is now canon. There are indeed two Rafe Fiennes. J.D. Vance killed the Pope and Katy Perry killed a nun. I love this.
I mean, yeah, does that sound literally any crazier than what we're already living through?
Not really. But, Kate, on the topic of getting cemented in history, I do have a question for you, which is, what do you think J.D. Vance will be remembered for? Fucking a couch or killing the Pope? And please notice that none of my answers include being vice president.
As they shouldn't. Yeah. This is hard. Both are fitting in such a specifically J.D. Vance way.
Right. Honestly, I kind of think the Pope lore is going to overtake Couch. Like, J.D. Vance did visit the Pope, then the Pope did die. Those are facts.
Right. Whereas Couch was fully made up. I want us to be able to hold space for both. I want us in this society. I want J.D. Vance's Wikipedia page to have, both of those things and sort of the accomplishment section and literally nothing else. But also, we're still year one in this. So I would almost put my money on an unexpected third thing that has yet to happen, but that will be even weirder than all this stuff because I do believe he is capable of it.
Yeah, or an unexpected third thing that we've yet to make up.
Oh, yes, we will be making it up, but it will be true. I'll get right on it.
Okay, that's the show. We'll be back in your feed on Wednesday, so definitely subscribe. That way, you never miss an episode. Leave us a rating and a review in Apple or Spotify. And tell your friends about us. You can follow us on Twitter at ICYMI_pod. And you can always drop us a note at ICYMI@slate.com.
ICYMI is produced by Vic Whitley-Berry, Candice Lim, and me, Kate Lindsay. Daisy Rosario is our senior supervising producer, and Hillary Fry is Slate's editor-in-chief. See you online.
Or in Demi Lovato's basement with Poot.
6 months from now, you could be running a 5K, booking that dream trip, or seeing thicker, fuller hair every time you look in the mirror. Through Hers, you can get dermatologist-trusted, clinically proven prescriptions with ingredients that go beyond what over-the-counter products offer. Whether you prefer oral or topical treatments, Hers has you covered. Getting started is simple. Just fill out an intake form online, and a licensed provider will recommend a customized plan just for you. The best part? Everything is 100% online. If prescribed, your treatment ships right to your door. No pharmacy trips, no waiting rooms, and no insurance headaches. Plus, treatments start at just $35 a month. Start your initial free online visit today at forhers.com/talk. That's FORHERS.com/talk. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Price varies both on product and subscription plan. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information.